everyone. Jai Jinendra, we'll start the class. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajjayanam, Namo Loe Savvasamunam, Mangalam Viro, Mangalam Gautamo Gani, Mangalam Kund Kundaryo, Jaina Dharmostu Mangalam, Sarvamangala Sarvakalyankarkam, Pradhanam Sarvadharmanam, Jainam Jayatu Shasanam. Teen Bhuva सार रीत राग विज्ञानता शिव स्वरूप शिव का नमः त्रियोग संहार. Jai Jinendra. So
Vijayji,
today,
your voice is
yeah,
breaking after a few seconds it goes off every time. Thrice it
okay,
went
thanks.
yeah.
Just change my network and then I'll start. Okay, I think now there should not be an issue. So yesterday we started with the sixth Dhal, and in that we saw the Charitra or the conduct, which is followed by the Muniraj or the ascetics, who are there in the sixth and the seventh stage of spiritual development. We mainly understood the 28 Mool Gun, which encompass the 5 Mahavrat, 5 Samiti, 5 Indriya Vijay, 6 Avashyak, and the other 7 Sesh Mool Gun, which are, Asnanta, Adanta Dhovan, not taking a bath, not washing the teeth, taking food only once a day, sleeping on the floor for a very brief period of time. So these were the 28 primary attributes or the Mool Gun of Muniraj. As I had mentioned yesterday in the class, this is Vyavhar Charitra. Vyavhar, why? Because the real thing is Atma ka Gyan. It's the soul's own disposition. That is the true moksha. Now, when that is there, all these bodily activities are present as a byproduct. So, this was the conventional moksha. And from this stanza onwards, the eighth stanza onwards, we are describing what that real state of self experience looks like. A lot of you had questions how to do dhyan, what do we do? So, some of these questions will be answered in this. So, when we are saying that Shuddhopayog is the real moksha, so what is that exactly? What do we mean by that? So, we will try and understand the description. I will just share my screen. Is my voice better now? Can somebody tell me?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
Not breaking.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So from this we are saying Swarup Acharan Charitra. Swarup में आचरण, my engrossment, my sthirta, my leanta, my absorption within myself in own swarup. Okay, so charitra is also charitra means engrossment, where my focus is. Okay, so currently there is mithya charitra, so there is rag, dvesh, kashai, which are the false charitra. But what the true charitra looks like, we are going to see it now. Jin param paini subuddhi chaini. So Jin means those Vitragi Muniraj, those saints. Parama means exquisite, very sharp. Penny is very sharp. Subuddhi. Subuddhi means the power of my samyak gyan, my own wisdom, which I have cultivated through this repeated contemplation of the seven elements, of the true nature of soul, through repeated practice of Bhed Vigyan. I have, made my wisdom sharp, The gyan is this kind of gyan is known as pragya. You might have heard the word pragya cheni. So when we repeatedly keep on contemplating on these elements, do a lot of swadhyay, try to understand the nature of self and non-self, the wisdom becomes very sharp. The intellect is sharp. So jin param paini subuddhi cheni. So ye pragya cheni. We are talking about that. Your own chisel. Cheni, you understand? The one with which we are carving the sculpture, that chisel is known as cheni. Okay. So, jin param peni subhuti cheni dari antar bhediya. Like with a hammer and a chisel, we are just, cutting out the stone. The stone is very hard, but yet with a small chisel, you can absolutely break the stone and crush it. In the same way, this moha is very strong. It is there since Anadikal. It is there since eternity, and it has caused a lot of suffering. But with this chisel of your knowledge, of your wisdom, Dari Antar Bhediya, with that chisel, with that wisdom, you reflect inside and then andar mein bhed. You understand what is yours and what is not. You reflect on your true nature. So antar mein bhed kya? So let us see the exact meaning to separate themselves. Okay. Now, who are you separating yourself from? Varnadi, Aru, Ragadi. So, Varnadi, Adi Bhav, and Ragadi, Adi Bhav are listed in Samaysar, Jiva Jivadikar, Gatha 50 to 55. So, there are, I think, some 29 types of Bhav which we have listed there. So, Varnadi Bhav specifically means Sparsh, Ras, Gandha, Varna, and all the other attributes of Pudgal Dravya. Okay, so since eternity, the Jeev identifies himself as Pudgal, as the body, as its manifestations, as karma uday. Using my wisdom, using this chisel of my sharp intellect, I am distinguishing myself from Pudgal's attributes and Jeev's attributes. I'm talking about how do we do Ved Vigyan. This is something very important. So I want all of you to be quite focused and please ask if something is not clear. So all those Varna Adi means all the attributes of the non-soul substances, non-living things, I understand that me, the soul, is distinct and separate. उसमें भेद कर दिया. Okay, I stop identifying myself. All my dosh of ekatva, mamatva, kartritva, bhoktritva of me being them are now fading away. They are going. Aru ragadi. Now ragadi are the impure manifestations in the soul. Okay, so all those vibhav bhav like krodh, man, maya, lobh, moh, kashai, punya, pap, shubh, ashubh bhav, all these impure manifestations, they are also not my nature. I am Shuddhatma, I am the pure soul, and all these impure manifestations, these transient bhav, they are ashrav. They are not my true nature, they are vibhav parinam. So I not only distinguish myself from the alien substances, I also differentiate myself from my own impure manifestations. So this is where we have to apply the Bhed Vigyan, that all the external things like house, family, and wealth, so on, is not mine. The body is not mine. The body's manifestations are not mine. I am not dark, tall, fair, good looking, bad looking. That's not me. I am the soul. Okay, so these are not my attributes. And then go within. So when the external things we are saying, so I am distinguishing myself from no karma. Then from the uday of the karma, the good and bad circumstances. So the uday of dravya karma, and then inside ragadi vibhav, or the impure manifestations are the bhav karma. So distinguishing yourself from dravya karma, bhav karma, and no karma, and understanding that I am distinct from them is the actual secret of Bhed Vigyan. This is how you distinguish yourself. Nij bhav ko nyara kiya. I am pure consciousness. My lakshan is gyan. Wherever there is consciousness, there is Atma. In this Ragadi Bhav, there is no consciousness. There is only impurity. So they are not Atma. So this kind of distinguishing. Okay. Are you guys getting me? If some of you can just switch on your videos, I can, understand if it's getting. Yeah. Are you all able to understand what we are saying here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how Bhed Vigyan. Like Bhed Vigyan, we can understand through several examples. For example, I may have just given this example. You go at the school to pick up your child. So at once there are around say 50 children coming out, but your focus is just on one child, right? You are only interested in your own child. You don't see the other 50. If somebody asks you so and so was present or absent, you don't even know, even though that person came out. But since you have just focused on picking up your own child, you don't see the others, right? So this is Bhed Vigyan. Whatever is my prayojan is the thing that is purposeful for me. I am focusing on that. At the same time, all the other things are there, but they are not, being focused upon. My point of concentration is the pure soul and not the Varnadi Bhav and the Ragadi Vibhav Bhav. Okay. My point of concentration is my consciousness, is the pure soul, which is without any impure manifestations. Ek Shuddha Param Trikadi Dhruv Gyayak Bhagavan Atma. So all these adjectives you might have heard. So I am that eternal sentient Trikali Dhruv being. I am not these impure manifestations. I am not these Varnadi and Ragadi Bhav. So this kind of repeated analysis, understanding, and contemplation, that A and B are different. Currently in our knowledge, Atma and Sharir and all those Vibhav is mixed up. But through your own wisdom, through your own gyan, this Subudhi Cheni, Pragya Cheni, hammer out all the Vibhav, hammer out all the impurities, and you understand what is your true nature. Okay, so Nij Bhav ko Nyara Kiya. I separated out my own pure nature from all these impurities and got engrossed in it. Okay, so sharir bhi hai, rag bhi hai. Now, the body has not gone anywhere. The pure manifestations have not yet gone. But I do not identify myself with them. You understand? They are there and yet you're not focusing on them. Like you cannot wait that when the rag will go, I can focus on the soul. It will not happen in this sansar itself, with the association with the rag krodh man, you identify that ye krodh mera swabhav nahi hai, ye rag mera swabhav nahi hai, this attachment is not my true nature. You don't have to go to the jungle to do that. That is possible in your own family. This detachment comes from within. Whether the external substances are there or not there is subjective, but I can still get detached right here, right now, staying in the sansar. So this process happens internally without even renouncing 1 inch of something. Okay, internally, if you are considering yourself as distinct from everything, that is where the process of moksha marg is starting. Okay. Nij Mahi. So now the person who with Pragya Cheni goes to this level of Bhed Vigyan and understands his true self, his true nature, what happens, what kind of concentration he achieves. Nij Mahi, Nij ke hetu, Nij kar aapko ape grano. Okay, so he himself, the soul himself, for himself, is also knowing himself. So there is no distinction between the knowledge, the knower, and the activity of knowing. Okay, the knowledge is knowing itself. Currently, our consciousness is knowing the external things. You are knowing what I'm speaking. We are knowing the objects of the five senses. But the soul is also present. I mean, the soul is itself knowing, but we are not realizing that because the focus is not within. So when this knowledge knows itself, knows the knower, it becomes one. Okay. So gun guni gyata gnan gnei manjar kachu bhed na rahe. So when such a concentration happens, such an introspective meditative state is attained by the soul, there are no distinctions visible to in that dhyan. It is a nirvikalp dhyan. Like there is no distinction between the knowledge, the knower, and the kriya of knowing. So gnan gnata gne. Gyata means what? The person who is knowing. Gyan is knowledge. Gne is what is being known. So all these three are the soul. Gyata is also the soul, Gyan is also the soul, and what is being known is also the soul. Okay, so there is no visible distinction. It is a whole abhed anubhuti. It's a what can you say? It's a unified experience, right? For explanation, we are doing this bhed between gun and guni. Gun guni bhed means what? Gun means the attributes. Attributes like darshan, gyan, charitra, sukh, etc., etc. All these attributes. Guni is the soul. So you are asking me, ma'am, please explain me what is this soul? Okay, I say the soul is composed of knowledge, darshan, perception, virya, sukh, etc. All these good. So when we are explaining, we have to make these distinctions. Okay, this is known as bhed karke samjhana. So this is vyavhar nahi. But when you experience, it is a whole unified experience. For a simple example, if we are making, say, a shira you all understand, or some Indian sweet, you add the milk, the flour, sugar, ghee, all those other things. So if somebody asks the recipe, you will list out ingredients separately. Okay, take so much of ghee, so much of milk, so much of flour, so much of, all those ingredients. But the person who is eating it, does he experience the separate things or he experience the shira as a whole? Okay, so when we are explaining, when we are understanding as students and trying to relate to what this is, we will say Atma mein Gyan Darshan Charitra hai, Moksha Marg aisa hai, Nischay Vyavhar. All these distinctions are made so that you understand, so that you can cook the shira. But when you are eating it, it is that one whole experience. Okay, so this is the Abhed Anubhuti that we are talking about. There is no distinction of any sort. There is no Gyan Darshan Sukh separately. There is no Gunasthan, and nothing is visible in that state of Atmanubhuti. So in the other stanzas also we are explaining how this becomes nirvikalp. It becomes abhed. There are no thought distinctions. There is no thought fluctuations. Everything is as a whole unified experience. Are we all understanding something? Yeah? It's getting clear? Okay. So we will read this. This is, you can say, the, like, cherry on the cake. You understand? It is the most important thing that we have to understand. कुछ नहीं समझा, कुछ नहीं याद रहा. You know nothing, but you know to do this. Then you are mokshamargi. Okay, so this is the crux of it. And all of these things are actually present in Samaisar. So if you will start reading Samaisar, some reference from Nirjaradhikar, some reference from Jiva Jivadhikar is there, some reference from Ashravadhikar is there. I'm just saying these things, but these things are given in Samaisar by Acharya Kudkundev. And that is why Chhah is known as mini Samaisar, because the essence is captured in just a few verses in a very easy to remember way. Okay. So let us read this. Subhaji, please read.
Jai Jinendra ji.
Jai
The
Jinendra.
passionless true ascetic has acquired self-absorption conduct, and together with the sharp chisel of discriminative science, Ved Vigyan separates his pure soul from alien substances and alien conditions. He separates his pure soul from the color, touch, smell, and taste attributes of material karma, dravya karma, body, etc., quasi karma, no karma, and attachment and aversion types of psychic dispositions, bhava karma. With the separation of the soul from material karma, quasi karma, and psychic dispositions, he has realized the pure nature of the soul for himself and by himself. At this time, in the self experience, there is no distinction between the pure nature of the soul and its attributes. There is no difference between the knower, gyata, knowledge, gyan, and object to be known, gaya.
Okay, so are we all with me? Yeah? Okay. Now, continuing with that, what kind of distinctions are not there? So, no distinction between dhyan or meditation, dhyata, the one who is meditating, and dhye, on what you are meditating. Okay, so there is no vikalp or distinction visible when the person is in the meditative state. Vach bhed na jahan. There is no, tendency to have any vachan vikalp. They don't talk. So manvachan kai activity is completely stopped. Chid bhav karma, chidesh karta, chetana kriya yaha. So, karta karma, the doer and the deed, that distinction and the action. So, chid bhav karma. So, the karma or the deed is also consciousness. Chidesh, the doer or the atma, is also consciousness. And the activity happening, which is chetana, is also in the form of consciousness. So, all these things unified, they are unified in the experience, and we are just separating. Is knowledge separate from the soul? Okay, it is one and the same thing, right? But in order to explain, we are making these distinctions. So jo dhyan hai, dhyata hai, ye hai, it is all the same thing. I need to focus on my true self. Now I am saying this big sentence bada chada ke, but I and self is the same thing, right? Is it separate? It's the same thing. I'm saying focus on yourself. So you and yourself are the same or different, right? So it is just one thing. But when we are describing through so many vikalps in our thoughts continuously, these bhed and rag keep on arising. So we need to realize that now all these vikalps or the thought activity has to stop if we want to experience the soul. So this is the practice that happens. And now if you will start practicing, you may not be very successful, because for that, with a lot of praman nahi nikshep se atma vastu kya hai, what is the true soul that we are trying to focus on, that thing has to be very clear. What are these bhavs we are talking about? What are these varnadi bhavs? So all those things need to get clear. So don't start practicing and be disheartened. Oh, I am getting a lot of thoughts. You will, because still now the dhyay has not been fixed in your gyan. You have not done tattva nirnay. You are not absolutely crystal clear with the nature of the seven elements. So all these things happen, and then this dhyan, it happens automatically. It happens as a byproduct, because when tattva nirnay is there, when you with conviction realize that I am the soul and I am distinct from everything and my sukh is nowhere outside. So this kind of things, then you want to continuously go within and not spread outside. So this process will happen as you go on advancing in your study of Jinvani. And there is one good example Rajesh sir gives of jhada rassa, that thick rope, slowly you will be able to cut. As a one jhatke mein, it doesn't get cut. So slowly you are, using the saw and the rope, which is that thick rope of delusion. It is getting cut, and all the mithyatva is going. And at one point, at one opportune moment, that rope will break apart and you will get the right belief. So the process is this. और कुछ नहीं करना है. No त्याग first, I am not even able to renounce this, that yes, you will do it eventually. If you will do this, you will feel like doing that more easily. It won't be a forced thing, like nobody will have to tell you, okay, ratri bhojan ka tyag abhi ke abhi karo. Ratri bhojan tyag will happen if you understand that that is the thing which is the most beneficial for you. So tattva nirnay is where you have to completely focus your energy on. So जिन ध्यान ध्याता ध्येय को न विकल्प वच भेद ना जहां. There is no distinction between meditation, meditator, and the kriya of meditation and the object on which I'm focusing on. There is no vikalp or thought of vachan or saying, and everything is consciousness. Tino abhinna akhinna shuddh upyog ki nischal dasha. So all these distinctions, they are not visible in this state of shuddhopyog or the pure meditation or atmagyan or self-realization, self-engrossment, swarupacharan. जो भी नाम बोलना है बोलो, it's the same thing. Okay, this is what we are talking about. This is Ratnatraya. This is Moksha Marg. This is the only way you can have samvar, nirjara, and moksha. This is the only way karma is destroyed. How will my karma get destroyed? How many upas do I need? You just need this kind of, pure meditation. Because at that moment, all the ragadi vibhav bhav, they are, subsided. And that is when the karma is getting destroyed. So this is what we need to do. ये है मोक्ष मार्ग. Okay, so तीनों अभिन्न अखिन, so there is no distinction and there is no khed, there is no you can say violation. It is pure meditation, nischal. It doesn't move, चलायमान नहीं होता है. It is not fluctuating. Okay, that kind of dasha is state. प्रगति जहां धृग ज्ञान व्रत ये तीन धा एकेलसा. So when such a state arises, there is no distinction between Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra. These are the pure attributes of the soul, and soul does not have compartments. Darshan idhar, Gyan idhar, Charitra idhar. Okay, it is one unified abhed thing. It's a non-divided thing. So all these, they are seen, बस एक शुद्ध ज्ञायक भाव है. So this is also समय सार गाथा 6th and 7th. अप्रमत प्रमत भाव नहीं, बस एक ज्ञायक भाव है. So all these things are given in समय सार. That there is no form of distinction in the gunasthans, in the rag dvesh, in Dhyan Darshan Sukh, nothing. It's just one Dhyayak Bhav. Okay. No form of fluctuations or impurities are visible, or any kind of bhed or division or rag. Nothing is present in that state. Darshit ji.
Jai Jinendra.
Yeah.
The passionless true ascetic has self-absorption conduct and pure consciousness of serenity. In this stage, there is no distinction amongst meditation, dhyan, concentrated dhyata, and subject of meditation, dhyay. There are no reflective thoughts, vikalp, about speech. In this stage, the soul himself is the doer, karta, and deed, karm, and the present state of the soul itself is the action, kriya. In other words, the doer, the deed, and the action are all one and the same and are undisturbed. This is the steady state of pure consciousness of serenity, Shuddh Upyog. At this stage, right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct shine as absolute oneness, ekatva.
Yeah, so just as I said, to describe the moksha marg to Agyani Jeev, Acharya Devs have, made these distinctions, bhed. They have explained through Vyavhar Nahi. But we have learned that Vyavhar Nahi is abhutarth. It is to be renounced. It is only as a, means of understanding. But the purpose of Vyavhar Nahi is to take you to the subject of Nischay Nahi, which is the pure soul. So when you reach there, all these bhed and everything goes away. Okay, so abandoning Vyavhar and accepting Nischay is the main message of learning Nischay Vyavhar. Okay, so we need to understand that Vyavhar Nahi, whatever it describes, is not the absolute truth. So when Vyavhar Nahi says that Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra is Moksha Marg, it is making distinctions. There is bhed, but in Nischay Nahi, there is no bhed. It is all one and the same thing in pure consciousness. Everything is one unified abhed anubhav. Okay. We will learn more about Nishchay Vyavhar and Nai Rahasya in the subsequent semesters, and this subject will keep on getting more and more clear. And we are also going to do Samaysar in the later semesters. So if you don't fully get it, don't worry. Again, this thing will be coming. प्रमाण नय निक्षेप को न उद्योत अनुभव में दिसे. What is praman? Do you know that? So praman is like a comprehensive knowledge. As we know, every substance has many facets or attributes because every substance is anekant swarup, multidimensional. So praman is the thing that knows the whole substance. Nai knows the substance in one part, partial reality. Praman is the whole reality. Nai is partial reality. Nikshep is like nomenclature. The naming things which we do is nikshep. These things will come in Tattvat Sutra. I'm just explaining the meaning of words. So Praman, Nai, Nikshep were told to be the means of understanding the 7 elements in Tattvat Sutra. If you want to understand the 7 elements for Samyak Darshan, you understand through Praman, Nai, Nikshep, which means holistically, through both the points of views, partially, and then you understand what this nomenclature stands for to absorb their deep meaning. Now, we use Praman Nai Nikshep to understand the elements, but in Atmanubhav, there is no distinction between Praman ka Vishay, Nai ka Vishay, these subjects of knowledge, there is no distinction, is what we are trying to say here. So praman nahi nikshep ko na udhyot anubhav nahi de sake. Your knowledge is not trying to, make any decisions or involved in any vikalp or, focus on this, I do this. So that kind of vikalp in thoughts about praman nahi is not present during that state of self-realization, is what we are saying. ध्रग ज्ञान बल सुख मैं सदा नहीं आन भाव जो मोह विखे. Now what such a soul in his state of pure experience feels, that I am Anant Darshan Gyan Sukh. Okay, Anant Chatushtay we know, Anant Gyan, Anant Darshan, Anant Sukh and Anant Virya. These are the Anant Chatushtay that arise when the Ghati Karma go away in Arihant Bhagwan. Okay, so Dhrag means Anant Darshan, Gyan, Anant Gyan, Bal, Anant Virya, Sukh is Anant Sukh. So I, the pure soul, is Anant Chatushtay Swarup. I am infinite knowledge, perception, bliss, and energy. That is me. Nahi an bhav jo moh vikhe. No other kind of bhav are present in me. They are not mine. I am this, Darshan Gyan Charitra Sukh. I am this pure soul, and other bhav, they are not a part of my being. They are distinct from me. I cannot see them in me. They are so distinct. Main sadhya sadhak. The destination is also me, like the goal which I want to attain. That Siddha Dasha is my goal. But wo Siddha Dasha kahan se aayegi? From where will that come? That is also in me, right? Is it going to come from somewhere outside? The Siddha Dasha. This soul itself is going to manifest into Siddha Dasha. So I am the sadhya or the goal that I want to reach. And I am the sadhak, the one who is reaching to that goal. So there is no distinction there as well. That is me, the pure soul itself. Main abadhak. I don't have any badhas or any obstructions in that. Karma, arth, karma, phalate. So there is no karma in me. Karma ki badha hoti hai ki nahi? Yeah, what people say, oh, my karmas are so bad. I have so much of badha. My karma are bad. Mandirji is so far from me. I can't do dharma only. My antray karma is there. Karma does not do any badha. I, soul, I am abadhak. There is no karma within me and there is no karma ka phal. The auspicious and inauspicious phal that I see, the good and bad circumstances, situations, the increasing and decreasing states of knowledge. People say, "Oh, I have a lot of Jnana Varniya karma. I can't remember anything. I have a lot of this karma. I can't do this." So karma is not causing any badha to you. Your soul is abadhak from karma and karma's phal, because at all the time it is separate, right? Karma और उसका फल पुद्गल में आता है. Earlier also we have seen के पुण्य पाप के फल माई हरक बिल खोमत भाई यह पुद्गल पर्याय उपजी बिन से फिर थाई. In the fourth Dhaal we have done this, because all the karma and their phal, they are in pudgal, they are external to you, and your soul is their passive observer, is distinct from them, is separate from them. Okay, you are not having any badha from any kind of karma. Can any karma catch you, hold you in some place forever? It's not possible. So this is all the description that I'm giving is from the absolute point of view, from Param Shuddh Nishchay, where we are saying that Rag is outside me, Karma is outside me, Sharir is outside me. This point of view, when you see the soul, you understand your own pure nature, and all these badhas, they go away and you attain the Shuddhopyog, or the pure meditation that we are trying to achieve. Okay, so none of these karmas are within me. Okay, in the first dhal we are saying that karma se anadi kal se dukhi ho raha hai. Now that was vyavhar nahi. Okay, चार गति में कर्म के कारण दुखी है ना जीव. In narak there is a lot of dukh. In this gati there is a lot of dukh. But here we are saying that all that dukh is beyond you. You are just a knower. Because जो दुख हुआ शरीर में हुआ ना. Somebody cut your body in narak. What happened to the soul? Can somebody break your soul into 100 pieces? They can just break the body. It's not possible. You have not endured any pain or any suffering, because everything has happened in the external substances. These are pudgal paryay. They are not yours. You are entirely distinct and separate from them. And this knowledge gives you a lot of energy, a lot of motivation. Because what karma is going to do to you in future, if all your money goes away, what will happen to the soul? Tell me. If all the family members abandon you, what will happen to the soul? If there is some, inconceivable rogue or disease in your body, what is going to happen to the soul? Nothing. Because the soul at all times, in all circumstances, is quite distinct from this karma and karma phal. Okay, stop bothering about them. They are outside of me. I am the pure soul. I am unaffected by any of these karma. Chidapind, Chand, Akhand, Sugun Karand, Chut Punna Falate. Okay, so what this means is that Chidpind means I am a mass of consciousness. Chid means consciousness. Okay, Pind is a mass. So Chidpind means a mass of consciousness. Chand, I am quite glorious. Okay, my glory is not because of the things that I have or I don't have. By itself, every single soul has infinite attributes. Okay, Suguna Karand, the infinite attributes that are encompassed within me. I am glorious because of them. I don't need any Paradravya's assistance or help for my own happiness. I am Swayambhu. By myself, I can attain my infinite bliss. Akhand, undivided, there is no division in the soul. Chyut punya phalate. So I am devoid of all this phal and all the sins, all the body, punya papal, everything is beyond of me. I am just an undivided mass of my own infinite attributes, and that is my true nature. I am eternal, I am unaffected by karma, I am not having any kind of obstructions. So this is me, the pure soul, Shuddhatma Gyayak, and this Gyayak is the focus of your meditation. This is what you have to believe you are. Before even meditating, ये श्रद्धा का विषय होना चाहिए. What do you believe as your identity to be? Who am I? If somebody asks you, who are you? This is what you are. Shuddhatma, Gyayak, Trikadi, Dhruv, Anadi, Anant, Shuddha. This is me, this is my nature, and I am not any of the external transient things that I associate myself with. Now, when this thing becomes very clear in Shraddha, in your belief that I am this and I'm not anything else, that is Samyak Darshan. Okay? Paradravya भिन्न आप में रुचि सम्यक्त्व भला है. We define Nishchay Samyak Darshan as that. So this is that ruchi, that this is what I am, this eternal substance is what is me, and everything else is not me. This is the whole essence of Jinwani. This is Vitrag Vigyan. This is the understanding which we need to cultivate and repeatedly reflect on what we have to do now. Jaini ji,
Yes.
are you getting it? You have missed many classes.
Yeah. I followed up with the recording.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So shall I read now?
Yes, yes.
The passionless true ascetic is in pure consciousness of serenity. At this time, there are no reflective thoughts, vikalp, on the comprehensive knowledge, praman, partial point of view, nay, and analysis of truth, nikshep. There is also no differentiation in the pure nature of the soul and its attributes. This is the nature of meditation at this stage. At this stage of meditation, the following reflective thoughts occur. I am the infinite perception, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, and infinite power. I do not have any attachment or aversion. I am to be achieved sadhya, and I am the achiever sadhak. I am unrestrained, abadhak, from the karma and the fruition of karma. I am the power of consciousness, glorious, indivisible, basket of excellent attributes, and am devoid of any auspicious and inauspicious dispositions.
So all these punya pap ke bhav, shubha shubha, auspicious and auspicious, dispositions, all the virtues, sins, all of these things are outside the boundary of the pure soul. These are all vikari bhav, vibhav bhav. So while we might, consciously engage in virtuous behavior, trying to, embody kindness, compassion, truth, morality, ethics, all of that, but you understand that punya is not moksha marg. Okay, this is moksha marg. Now, punya comes as a byproduct. Like I have explained earlier also that when you are growing the wheat grain, the grass grows as a byproduct. So punya is that grass to be discarded. So at least in your shraddha, in your belief, when we consider that this rag is also to be, it is hay, I must get rid of it. That is when you will get to the pure soul. Otherwise, you are satisfied. Oh, I'm such a nice person. I'm such a noble soul. I enjoy my puja, bhakti, dan, daya, all of that, and I'm engaged in that. Happily doing all of that, तो थोड़ा पुण्य बंधा, go to Devgati. Devgati में again, Vishay Vasana is increasing, and the cycle goes on and on. So when punya में hey buddhi आएगी, consider punya as worth renouncing. That is when dharma की रुचि जागेगी. You will be interested in the real dharma. Okay. Not telling to stop punya, but stop considering it as dharma is the message over here. Now, the person who has done this meditation, Muniraj, who has been in this Swarupacharan Charitra, in this Shuddhopyog, the next stage, what happens? Yo chint nij mein thir bhaye, tin akath jo anand layo. This state of meditation of Muniraj, when they are contemplating on the soul and are very much nij mein sthir, or they are very stable, steadfast, focused on their self experience. They are in deep meditation. Tin akath jo anand layo. The anand or the joy or bliss that they experience. How is it akath? I cannot describe it. It's indescribable bliss. Their bliss is like the supreme most in all the worldly souls. They are even happier. So Indra Naga Narendra va ahmindra ke nahi layo. This kind of bliss, this kind of happiness is not experienced by Indra, who has hundreds of devs under him, fanning him around. Is not experienced by Nagendra, or Narendra is the Chakravarti who has won over the 6 regions of the whole earth. Ahmindra are the souls of the higher heavens. They are all Samyadrashti souls. In that there is no, big and small. All these devs are equal. Ahmindra Dev. So they are considered to be the most happiest souls in the universe. But they don't experience the bliss which is experienced by the Muniraj in the state of Dhyan. You all might have heard Anand ke jharne jharte pradesho mein. It's a part of Nirgrantho Ka Marg, a very popular bhajan. I don't know how many of you have heard. So this Anand ke jharne, the streams of joy flow when the Muniraj is in the Dhyan Dasha. And that happiness, now consider this, Muniraj is in Dhyan and some ignorant being is, lighting a fire on his head, like Gajasukumar Muniraj, or giving them shackles of this bedi of, the hot fire, like Pandav Muniraj. At that moment also, when the body is burning in Upsarg, they are still experiencing this Akat Anand. This bliss is continuously flowing. They are not bothered of what is happening to the body. The lion is eating their body. The Sukamal Muniraj, the Tyalani or that vixen is eating his body for 3 days with her kids. But the bliss within is this Akath Anand. It's continuously flowing, and this shows that the bliss is not coming from the body. We feel that we need the body to experience happiness. If we don't see things, if we don't taste things, how will we become happy? But that is actually an illusion. Happiness is the nature of the soul. It comes from within, and this happiness is experienced by Muniraj in this meditative state. Now, as they continue this meditation, there comes a point when they attain the Shukla Dhyan, which is the purest form of absolute meditation. There are 4 types of Dhyan: Artha Dhyan, Raudra Dhyan, Dharma Dhyan, and Shukla Dhyan. So Shukla Dhyan is the Dhyan required to burn off all the karmas and attain Arihant Dasha. Okay. So Tabhi Shukla Dhyan Agni Kari. Now the meditation becomes intense and deeper, and it is like Agni, the fire that burns all the remaining karmas. Chaughati vidhi danandhayo. So four ghati karma, chaughati vidhi, four ghati karma are just burnt off in this Shukla Dhyan's Agni. And what happens next? सब लख्यो केवल ज्ञान करी भवि लोक को शिवमग कयो. When the four Ghati karma are destroyed by this Shukla Dhyana Agni, by the absolute pure meditation, person becomes Arihant. The Muniraj ascends to the 13th Gunasthan, which is Sayog Kevali. They become Arahant Bhagavan and Sab Lakhyo Keval Gyan Kari. Now, in their pure knowledge, in their Keval Gyan, everything is, Sab Dravya Gun Paryay Lok Alok, everything is seen and Bhavi Lok Ko Shiv Mag Kayo. And from their Divya Dhvani, Om Dhvani, the moksha marg or this path of liberation which we are studying right now has come from their sermons. They have known the nature of all the substances in the universe, of moksha marg, everything. And in their Keval Gyan, the same path is described to all the Bhavya Jeev, all the potentially liberable souls who listen to it and who also follow the same path and attain liberation. Okay, so now the circle is complete. Now moksha marg comes from there, and that same moksha marg we are studying. Okay. Yeah. Rajeshri ji.
The passionless true ascetic is in pure consciousness of serenity, and that time he is engrossed in the true nature of the self. At this time, the bliss he endures is unique and has never been experienced by even the king of heaven, Indra, king of mansion dwelling celestial heavenly beings, Nagendra, monarch of area of Bharat or Airavat, Chakravarti, and non-graded celestial heavenly beings, Amendra, Kalpatit Dev, Kalp, Kalpatit Dev,
Kalpatit Dev.
Kalpatit Dev. In this type of pure conduct, the soul is engrossed in the true nature and enters into the genuine concentration, Sukla Dhyan, and burns away all the destructive karma. Now he achieves omniscience. In the omniscience knowledge, he can clearly perceive every substance of the three worlds and their modes of the three times of past, present, and future. He now reveals a path to the living beings that are capable of liberation. Bhavya Ji.
Okay. So now, after Arihant, the next is Siddhadasha, Puni Ghati Sesh. Now, after attaining Keval Gyan, when the sthiti or the Ayu karma is exhausted, the lifespan gets exhausted, all the other karma are also shed. So, Puni Ghati Shesh Aghati Vidhi. So, after Ghati karma are shed, when the time is right, all the Aghati karma also wither. So, for shedding of Aghati karma, no Purusharth is required. They go away on their own. Okay. Chinmahi Ashtam Bhuvate. So when the soul's Aghati karma also are shed, Chinmahi within a moment, Kshan mein, okay, Chinmahi Ashtam Bhuvase. They ascend to the eighth Prithvi, which is on top, which is also known as Ishat Prag Bhar Bhumi. On that, there is Siddhashila. Above that, the Siddh Bhagwan resides. Okay, that is the summit of the universe. It's the topmost point. So the nature of the soul is Urdhva Gaman. So it rises up because of its inherent nature when all the karma are shed. The soul is here because of the karma bandhan. Now consider when the bondage is gone, the soul goes up. Like those helium balloons, you just cut the thread, the balloon flows up immediately. In the same way, when all these karma are shed, the soul travels. If the if the karma are shed at this position, in this same position, they will go straight up to the Ishat Pragbhar Bhumi above that Siddhashila, and over there forever till eternity they will reside there in infinite, eternal, undisturbed, unperturbed bliss. Okay, so they are residing there. Ashtambhu Vasu Karma, eight karma, Vinase, all the eight karmas are destroyed, and when these karma are destroyed, corresponding 8 gun, Suguna Vasu, means the 8 gun, 8 attributes of Siddha Bhagavan you guys might have heard. Siddha Parmeshti has 8 main attributes. Actually, there are infinite attributes, but these 8 we are highlighting because they are seen in Siddha Bhagavan, like Samyaktva, Anandarshan, Anandgyan, Avgahanatva, Sukshmatva, Aghuru Lagutva. Suna hai? Somewhat. Ashariri Siddha Bhagwan, there is one bhajan. Please listen to that. All these 8 guns are mentioned there. Okay. So, Suguna Vasu. So, these 8 attributes, they are manifested. Samyaktva Adik. So, Samyaktva and the other 8 attributes, they are seen. They manifest. मतलब उससे शोभायमान होता है. They increase the glory of the soul. Now, संसार खार अपार पारावार तरी तीर ही गए. So, what is this sansar? This worldly transmigratory cycle is khar apar paravar. It is an endless salty ocean full of miseries. Okay, we are in this endless miserable worldly cycle, and the Siddha Bhagwan has just swam through. He has just crossed over this ocean of transmigration, this salty, miserable ocean of transmigration, of birth and death, of rag, dvesh, kashay, moh, panch paravartan. So all these things are now gone, and they have reached the other end of it, right? And now how they are avikar. So all the vikar, all the flaws, they have gone. Absolutely flawless. Akal. Kal means body. So they reside without the body. Arup. Formless. They don't have any kind of form. Okay. Arupi. So Atma by its nature is Arupi. Right? So over there, without the body, without the karma, the Siddha Bhagwan has manifested completely Arupi. Shuddha, pure, Chidrup, full of consciousness, Avinashi, indestructible. So this is how this is the Siddha Dasha, the state of liberation. And if you see Siddha Saman Sada Padam Mero, I am also like Siddha Bhagwan. This is my inherent potential. I am this Paramatma Swarup. So one has to believe that this is my original state, this is my nature, this is my inherent nature. And if you kind of have this firm conviction that this is the state I want to achieve, that is when you decide that I want to do Purusharth in this direction. We must understand that this is where your infinite happiness lies. This is the goal of every soul, to become Siddh, to manifest the pure eternal happiness. And if we understand that this is where we will get what we are looking for since eternity, then the Purusharth will start, the effort will start in the right direction. That I want to also, cross over this transmigratory state and attain liberation. If you feel that in this current state, thoda paisa, a nice family, all of that is good enough, I'm satisfied, this is happiness, then you're not going to make effort for moksha, for liberation. Like otherwise, why will you spend on a weekday instead of going out with friends? Why are you sitting here and listening to these lectures? Because you also understand that this message is the only thing that is going to give you lasting happiness. This is your param hit. All the other things in the universe are not going to give you any form of satisfaction, whereas over here all your what you can say, all the things that you desire are going to get manifested from this kind of a moksha mark. Okay, Priyanka ji.
No. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
The soul has reached the omniscient stage. In this stage, impurities of any of the modes of the attributes are purified, and as a result, the remaining non-destructive karma go away by themselves. The omniscient Lord enters into the stage of total purity of the soul. This is the state of liberation, and the pure soul goes to the abode of Siddha and resides there forever. As a result of destruction of 8 karma, in the state of liberation, the soul has manifestation of 8 excellent attributes. The attributes are perfect knowledge, that is Keval Gyan, perfect perception, that is Keval Darshan, infinite power, that is Ananta Virya, infinite bliss, that is Ananta Ananda, uninterruption, that is Avya Abhad, extreme fineness, that is Sukshmatva, accommodative attribute, Avaghanatva, and not too heavy, not too light attribute, Aguru Laghutva. These 8 attributes are from conventional point of view. From absolute point of view, all the infinite attributes are now manifested in the pure form in the liberated soul of Siddha, state of Siddha. The liberated soul has reached the final shore after crossing the limitless ocean of transmigration and unhappiness. This soul is now totally passionless, that is nirvikari, bodiless, formless, that is arupi, pure, sentient, that is chidrup, and immortal, that is avinashi.
Okay, so Siddha Dasha is also known as Krut Krutya. Whatever we want has been achieved, and now there is nothing else to do. You are at the final point. So that's why in that position for eternity and enjoying the infinite bliss every moment. A lot of people ask me, Siddh Bhagwan bore nahi hote? Don't they get bored without doing anything? So boredom is an attribute of moh. Okay, it's a manifestation of moh or mithyatva. And people who have mithyatva and moh will get bored. Without this, Bhagwan does not get bored. So kids ask these questions very often. Why we would want to become Siddh? It sounds very boring, but it's not. It is actually manifestation of infinite bliss. Yes, Darshit ji.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when someone reaches Siddh Dasha, does the Purusharth still carry on? Or is that till Arihant Bhagwan only?
There is no Purusharth now. Even now, to destroy Moh, there was Purusharth. But now, in the absence of Moh, there is no Purusharth. They have attained the thing which they were working for. Like you're giving exams to become a doctor. Now, after becoming a doctor, are you still going to study? You're not, right? So this is just a very gross example, but जो achieve करना था, what we wanted to achieve has been achieved. So after that, there is no need of any purusharth or any effort. It's all sahaj, nirvikalp dasha forever. Because purusharth is also a sort of vikalp, right? Yeah.
So in the
And one
14
word
gunas,
is there, no? Kruda.
Yeah, somebody, yeah, tell me, Darshiti.
sorry, so in the 14 Gunasthan, the Purusharth carries on till the 12th or the 13th.
Yeah, so purusharth of, staying within the self is still, I can say, 12th Gunasthan end till the Chhadmasta Dasha. After that, what do we define as Purusharth? The conscious effort of the soul to get engrossed in itself. So now, forever, till eternity, their upyog is within. It just does not go outside. So now they don't need to make that effort or Purusharth.
Okay.
Okay. So till Chhadmasta Dasha or the 12th Gunasthan, till then it is there. After that, it's all Sahaj. Anyone else was saying something? Okay, we go on. Yeah.
One word is there, no, ma'am. Kruta Kruta. Whatever work has to be done, he has done.
Yeah, I just said that. Krut Krutya. Krut Krutya Prabhu Virya Ananta Prakasha.
Yes.
So,
yeah. That one, even in Dinashakarshanaman, that name will come in Samaysar also.
Yeah.
And one more regarding that Arupi, just I want to confirm with you. In the last, it will have the akar of the last birth of that one. With that shape.
Yeah. So
he will not
akar
have
is
the
there.
body. Body will not have, but that soul shape,
Yeah.
whatever that kinchit little less, he will have that one. That siddha.
But why we are still saying arupi, we have to understand that because that roop is a manifestation of Pudgal Dravya. Okay. So earlier the akar of the soul was because of the body. Okay. So that is why Vyavhar say it was called rupi. But now because of no karmas, there is no roop because of anything else. So that is why it is called as arupi. Now the nature of the soul is that um, uh, it becomes kinchit nyun akar than the previous body, and that form, that shape is there, but it is not its roop. Okay, roop is a manifestation of pudgal. That is why we are saying
Yes.
arupi, or non-corporeal. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Priyanka
also,
ji. Yes, Shashikala ji. Yeah.
let her continue, ma'am. No problem.
Okay. Priyanka ji.
Sorry, Vijay, this speaking with of the one that we just said, this Kratim Akratim Chaitanya has any relation with that?
No. Kritya means
Okay.
whatever I wanted to achieve, I have achieved. And Akratrim is different. Akratrim means which is not man-made. It is eternal. Nobody has
Okay.
made them. Okay, that is
Nandishwari.
Akratrim. And Kratrim means which has been made by someone.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nandishwar Dweep mein Akratrim Jinalay hai. We must have been hearing that. Even
Yes.
on the 13th Dweep, there are Akratrim Jinalay. Okay, so they are different. They are not made by anyone.
So that is no relation with this Krat.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. जिन माही लोक अलोक गुण पर्याय प्रतिबिंबित भय. So in their pure omniscience, in their keval gyan, in their pure knowledge, what is visible? Lokalok, the universe which is occupied, and beyond it, beyond the infinite boundary of the Akash Dravya, all the infinity they can perceive. Somewhere I had read if there were Anant Lokakash, the Keval Gyan would have had the power to know those Anant Lokakash also. Okay, but since they are not there and there is only one Lokakash and infinite Alok, Keval Gyan knows that. Okay, all the gun paryay of the infinite Dravya, Yugapat at once. There is no time gap in any form of knowledge. The past, present, and future, everything is known at the current moment with absolute precision, absolute certainty of the last, detail. So there is no doubt or about whether this kind of knowledge can be there or no. So you must first also, decide whether this Sarvagyata is possible or no. So Devagam Stotra you all have learnt in Tattva Gyan, and in that we did Sarvagya Siddhi. Is this possible? Is it possible to attain? This is for that we have this, unshakable faith in Keval Gyan. A lot of things that we learn in Jinwani are completely dependent on Keval Gyan. Okay, so if you don't have Shraddha on Keval Gyan, if you don't believe that, Keval Gyani Bhagwan are knowing everything, their Upadesh is beneficial to me, then you won't be able to completely, give yourself with that Samarpanta devotion. It won't come. So we must be very clear about this nature of Keval Gyan, about the nature of Arihant Siddha Bhagwan, and understand why we are venerating them, why are we worshipping them. Okay, because this is the kind of knowledge that they have. That is, it's crystal clear. There are no two views about it. It's true, it's beneficial, it's hitopdesh, and because they say that your own nature is also Keval Gyan Swarupi, we must understand what is this Keval Gyan all about. रही है अनंत अनंत काल. Now, कब तक रहेगा केवल ज्ञान? Till what time? Is there an expiry date of केवल ज्ञान? No. अनंत अनंत काल तक. Once manifested, it never will become mithya gyan again. Okay, like you make paneer out of milk, you add the nimbu or vinegar, the paneer separates from the water. Can you rejoin it again? Is it possible by any ways? You again make milk out of paneer, right? So, in that way, once the soul is going and manifesting Keval Gyan, it is impossible that it will come back. It does not fall back into the cycle of rebirths ever again. Jatha Tatha remains as it is. After some infinity, Keval Gyan ka power kam hota hoga, right? The power would be diminishing, like how your iPhone works very nicely for the first year, but at the fifth year, the power goes away. ऐसा होता होगा केवल ज्ञान में? Does this happen? Jatha Tatha, it remains as it is for eternity. ऐसा नहीं है after, few thousands of years, the power will go on, it will diminish. Nothing like that. It just remains as it is. Shiv Parinaye, Jatha Tatha, it remains as it is in the state of liberation for infinite times. Now the main thing. धनी धन्य है जे जीव नर भव पाय यह कारज किया. the soul who attained the human birth, who took Diksha and did this Apurva Purusharth, did this great thing and became a Siddh in that birth is Dhani Dhanya. Dhanya, you understand? I worship him. He is a great soul who has, manifested the Siddh Dasha and made the optimum use of Manushya Paryaya. This Manushya Bhav is for, taking Sanyam and getting moksha. And we feel that Manushya Bhav mila hai, so, enjoy, have fun, accumulate lots of wealth, make your net worth of full few $1 million so that, till 7 PD, your name will be there on some nameplate, name board. So all these kind of thoughts people have, right? That if we have got, we should have name, fame, wealth, and all of that. But here Daulatram ji is saying, Dhani Dhanya hai je jeev, Narbhav Pai Yah Karaj Kiya. What Karaj? What thing he did? He took Diksha, he got engrossed in himself, did Shukla Dhyan, became Arihant, and then Siddh. तिन ही अनादि भ्रमण पंच प्रकार तजी वर सुख लिया. These jeev have destroyed this anadi brahman, the endless cycle of transmigration. They have put an end to it. The panch paravartan, dravya kshetra, kal bhavan, bhav paravartan, which we spoke about in all the forms, in all the places, across all the time zones where the soul has suffered, all these miseries, all these sufferings, they have taji. They have just, renounced them, they have destroyed them, and var sukh liya, they have attained the infinite bliss. So we also should be in this Dhani Dhanya Hai Je Jeev. We got a Narbhav and we dedicated this human life towards Jinvani, towards the Agya of Dev Shastra Guru. If in our this life, at least this much we can do. Devote our time, effort, energy, whatever strength, talent we have in understanding of Jinvani, in adopting, absorbing this message, then, in a couple of births, you will be in this Dhani Dhanya Hai Je Jeev Narbhav Pai Yah Karaj Kiya. Okay. So this is where it will all start. We have to believe that this is the only path of happiness, and I have to go all in, all in to manifest this. Yeah, Priyanka ji.
Sorry, Vijayji, one simple, silly question, I think. Siddha Bhagwan, so they don't give sermons. Arihant Bhagwan gives.
Yes.
So if Arihant Bhagwan's next step is Siddha Bhagwan, then
Yes.
how would Arihant Bhagwan describe how Siddha Bhagwan Dasha would be like? Because they have
Because
not
they have
experienced it yet.
They have not experienced it, but they have Keval Gyan, right? Arihant has Keval Gyan or no?
Yes.
So Keval Gyan is something which is hidden in Keval Gyan.
You just lie down. I will put.
Yeah, Arihant
Yeah.
Bhagwan knows everything, right? So they know the Siddha Dasha as well.
Okay. So then, in that case, that desire to become Siddha, because now it has come.
They don't have desire. Desire is a part of Kashai, Moha. Now, in their Arihant Dasha, that's why I said, to destroy Aghati Karma, you don't need any Purusharth. These Aghati Karma will go away when the Ayu Karma, uska sthiti hota hai, when it will go off, the Aghati Karma will be destroyed on their own. They don't do any Purusharth because already they have Ananta Sukh. They don't have to do anything for that. So Mavir Bhagwan, when he became Keval Gyani, he knew that on this Diwali day I'm going to go moksha. You think he did not know? Yeah, they know it. They also know Kitna. So right now Simandar Bhagwan has Ayushya of 1 crore Purva, which is a very long Ayushya. But he does not have this bechani, everybody who got, Arihant Dasha after me are becoming Siddh, and here I am still in this Samosharan. It's not like that. Okay, they already have that Anand Sukh. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Shashikala ji.
Thank you, ma'am. Jai Jinendra. Because of the
Jai
presence of
Jinendra.
omniscient knowledge, the substance from cosmic and transcosmic space are reflected in the liberated soul. All the substance are manifested with their infinite attributes and the modes of all 3 times of past, present, and future. The liberated soul will stay in the abode of the Siddha in their liberated state for time infinite. The living beings that obtained human life and with their limitless personal efforts finally achieve pure consciousness state are worthy of praise. They have discarded the infinite misery of transmigratory wanderings of 5 cycles of change, Pancha Paravarthan, and have obtained the infinite bliss of liberation. Ambi Bhavan Kartamam. Jaldi, as you said, we will get into this quickly.
So it all starts with one bhavna. Matlab, why we are studying this is that in your shraddha or belief, you should feel that this is something worth manifesting. Okay, this is the fruit of understanding the seven tattvas. मोक्ष तत्व को जाना और उसको उपादेय जाना. You understand? I understood that liberation element, but then I don't want to become a siddh because okay, in my thoughts, there is still a lot to be done in sansar. Thoda naam kama lo, paisa kama lo, you know. But when you, with that firm conviction, with that shraddha, and that this is the only thing that is worth manifesting, that is when your belief of seven elements becomes correct. And that is a prerequisite for Samyak Darshan. So wherever we are making mistakes in Hey Upadey, what is worth adopting and what is worth renouncing, that thing has to be done again and again. Hey Gne Upadey. What should I adopt? Is Punya Hey or Upadey? So keep on thinking about these things. So ye kar vichar to paam. If you won't think, if you won't contemplate, so you know it is like okay, you got everything right now, and then after a few days, evaporation. Sab kuch gaya. After 6 months, you read Chhah Dhala. Have I ever read this? I don't even know what this means. So it shouldn't be like that. You know, you have to retain the information that you're getting. And that retention will happen when you will read, think, contemplate again and again. Right? So मुख्योपचार दुभेद यो बड़भागी रत्नत्रय धरे. So dubhed. So this moksha marg has been described in two ways, nischay and vyavhar. And those who adopt this moksha marg, ratnatraya, are badbhagi, are immensely fortunate. Okay. Now, Aru dharenge. So those who have already taken, adopted the moksha marg and are walking on it are badbhagi, are fortunate. Aru dharenge de shivle. Now see, he is giving a guarantee. Those who will follow this Ratnatraya moksha marg or this path of Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra from its nischay and vyavhar, like where there is true nischay, the true vyavhar will always follow. The Samyak Vrat Tap, all of that we have described, the ones who will adopt this path, Te Shiv Lahe. In the past, who have done the Ratnatraya Moksha Marg have got liberated. In the present also, those are walking on this Ratnatraya Marg are on the path of liberation. In the future also, if you want to get liberated, then this is the only way. Ratnatraya is the only Moksha Marg. If you want to go moksha, no other route than Ratnatraya. So many people believe that sab dharma ka updesh ek hi hai. You can go to moksha through bhakti, through tap, through dan. In every way you can go to moksha. No, I don't. It is not like that. Ratnatraya is the only way to moksha. All the other things are like vyavhar. It's the vyavhar, and vyavhar is finally to be discarded. It is not to be adopted. Okay, so vyavhar is shubh bhav, shubh rag, and shubh rag is hey. One who overcomes the shubh rag gets moksha. Okay, so that is not the path to liberation. Ratnatraya or Nishchay Darshan Gyan Charitra is moksha marg. Now, these souls who have become Siddh, tin sujas jal jag mal hare. What it means, sujas means their the water of their glory is jag mal hare, is purifying the flaws of the mundane souls. This is a very poetic language. In simple words, it means that the mundane souls or the Bhavya Jeev who contemplate on these souls who have attained liberation or on the Panch Parmeshti, the Siddha Dasha, and understand its nature, by doing so, their own flaws also get eliminated. When I make this true decision of what is Panch Parmeshti's Upadesh, their nature, their swabhav, I devote myself to them, and I understand that okay, I am also pure soul that they have shown me, and in that I follow their Upadesh to Bhed Vigyan and get completely focused on myself, then all my flaws also get destroyed. Are we getting it? Tin sujas jal. So the water of their victory is purifying the mal or the flaws of the Jagat Jeev, of all the other ignorant souls as well. Okay. Now, imi jani, again motivation. So Chhah Dhala is full of motivational quotes. Imi jani alas hani sahas thani yah seekh adaro. Now, understand this, know this with full conviction, believe in this. Imi jani, isko jano. Think about this, contemplate on this. And then alas hani. Alas, you understand your own laziness, pramad, negligence, moha. Avoid all these flaws. Alas mat karo. Don't get involved in the worldly pleasures and the sensual pleasures, all the sensory desires. Just let go of your this resistance towards moksha. Let go of your laziness. Sahas thani. Be brave on this path. It takes bravery to actually overcome mithyatva and move. This is a path of a few souls. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But you, my dear Bhavya Jeev, is what Daulat Ram Ji is saying. That imi jani alasahani sahasthani. Be brave to walk on this path of liberation. Yah seek adro. Accept this upadesh. Accept this sermon. Accept this preaching. Okay, without any form of alas, without any resistance, and with a lot of bravery. जब लो ना रोग जरा ग्रहे तब लो झटिति निज हित करो. Okay, till the time this body is not infected with diseases, with rog, with old age. Jara means old age. In the old age, all your senses become weaker. You can't see properly, hear properly, walk properly. So don't wait. A lot of people think when I'll become old, tab kya kaam hai retirement mein? We'll do puja part, we'll do all this swadhyay. But at that time, your intellect may not be as sharp as it is in the young age. So when you get this message, don't wait for the right time. Strike the iron when it's hot. So right now, at this moment, decide that till the time my body is not, suffering from disease and old age, tab lo jhatiti nij hit karo. Jhat se, quickly, avoid all the other useless tasks and stay focused on this path, because this is only your nij hit. Your self benefit is only in this path and is not in any other worldly pursuit. Okay, worldly pursuit of happiness is not going to give you any form of lasting joy, but this is going to solve your problems once and for all. Yeah. Anybody is left? I believe everyone's read. Okay, Darshit. Anyone's left? I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
The most fortunate persons practice course of the triple gem of right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct from absolute and conventional point of view. These souls will definitely achieve salvation. The waters of auspicious glory of these souls will wash away the debris of transmigratory sufferings. Therefore, one should give up his idleness and gather all the courage, respect, advice, putting all these personal efforts in accepting the spiritual well-being of the self. One should work on this noble path before old age or disease strike up on him.
Now this is the final thing that he is saying this, and one of the most favorite verses of the entire scripture. Everything, the message is very clear in this. Ye rag aag dahe sada tate samamrut se ye. This fire of rag, this fire of attachments, of kashai, of krodh, man, maya, lobh, of impurities. Since when is it burning? Sada, eternity. Since eternity, this fire of desires. So rag is a very, all-encompassing word. All your vibhav, all your flaws are included in rag. Kashai kaho, desires kaho, all the shubha shubha, punya pap, everything comes in rag. So this fire of attachment is burning since eternity, and it is making the soul quite unhappy. No external enemy is making you unhappy. Your own fire of attachment is the cause of your misery. Tate samamrut seye. And for that, what is the remedy for that? What is the medicine? Samta rupi amrut. Samta bhav is the practice of equanimity, is of considering everything as equal, nothing is good, nothing is bad, everything is external from me. So that Samta Bhav one must adopt to overcome this Rag Ag. Okay. So the fire of attachment is burning the soul, and the only way to extinguish that fire is my Samtarupi Amrut, or the nectar of equanimity can extinguish that fire. Chir bhaje vishaya kashaya apno. Chir means for the longest time ever. Since eternity, bhaje, you have succumbed to. Bhajan kiya. You understand bhajan? You have devoted yourself to what? Vishay Kashay. Vishay means what? The objects of the five senses, the sensory pleasures. You have devoted, you have completely given yourself away to Vishay and Kashay, to Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh, and all the other Kashayas. You have acted according to them. You have forgotten yourself completely by getting involved in Vishay Kashay. So, since eternity, you have done that. Now stop. Ab to, now bus stop. Ab bus ho gaya. Enough you have done. त्यागी निज पद बेये. Now just do renounce these Vishay Kashai, the objects of the five senses, and all your internal passions, desires. You have to renounce them and understand your true self as distinct from these. Okay, Nijpad Beye. Now you reside in your own self, in your pure conscious nature, which is, eternal, which is flawless, which is pure, Shuddh, Anadi, Anand, Dhruv. That is your pad. That is the position that you should be in. Your consciousness should be focused in. But you are continuously running after Vishay and Kashay, after the objects of the five senses, after that passions. So now stop and go within. कहाँ रचियो पर पद में ना तेरो पद यहे क्यों दुख सहे. Why are you continuously engrossed in par pad? You are racha pacha, you understand? You are completely involved. You are trapped in something which is not you, not yours. It is paradravya. Like I am constantly thinking about the body, but this body is not me. Okay, that is parpad. I am constantly involved in the punya, pap, fal, karma, etc. But that is not your pad. The transient dukh that we all experience in our day-to-day life, that is not my pad. So whenever you find yourself being bogged down by some sort of trouble, you tell yourself, "Kahan rachiyo pad par mein na tero pad yahe kyun dukh sahe." This is not my nature. This is not me. So why should I bear the misery for that? The body is suffering, so the misery belongs to the body. It does not belong to me. I am distinct. It is parpad. The misery is in parpad, and my swapad is full of anand. Again, we are doing Ved Vigyan. Okay. कहाँ रचियो पर पद में ना तेरो पद यहे क्यों दुख सहे. Why are you suffering unnecessarily by worrying about something that is not even yours? The neighbor's house got robbed of jewels. Will you spend a sleepless night thinking about it? Okay, it's the neighbor's house. Nothing has been lost of mine, right? मेरा एक रुपया नहीं गया है. So I am unaffected. In the same way, something happens in the external world. The soul is just the knower and observer. You have to learn that art to remain detached, to, be unaffected in any form of circumstances that come, because that is not your path. अब दौल हो सुखी सुपद रचि दाव मत चुकोय. Now, Daulat Ram, if you want to become Sukhi, okay, you have to be in Supad, in your own self, and Dav mat chuko hai. Don't miss this golden opportunity that is there in your life to actually understand who you are, your true nature. You have got the Upadesh of Bhagwan. Everything is working in your favor. You are like the luckiest people who are receiving this sermon. It is Mahapunya ka uday if one gets the Mokshman, these true sermons. It is not very easy. Like Kam Bhog Bandh ki katha sunane wale mil jayenge. It's there in Samay Sar. People will tell you stories of Bandhan and Bhog and Kam and how to earn money and how to look beautiful and how to do this. But this Upadesh of how to become permanently happy, Mokshman, is very rare. Only the most fortunate people get it. And now that you have got it, dav mat chupoy. Don't let this opportunity go away. Don't waste it. Otherwise, again, the endless cycle of transmigration is waiting for you. Yeah. So this is the last stanza. Subhaji, please read. Okay, Subhaji. Jaini ji.
Yeah, yeah. The fire of delusion and ignorance is burning the living being since time infinite. The nectar of equanimity of the absolute triple gem of right faith, knowledge, and conduct will cool it. The living being has suffered immensely in the past due to his indulgence in passions and sensual pleasures. Now is the time to discard them and obtain pure happiness from realizing the true nature of the self. Why suffer endlessly by seeking happiness in alien substances? Alien substances are separate from the true nature of the self. They are the reason for unhappiness. That is why, O Daulatram, be happy by engrossing in the true nature of the self. Do not miss this golden opportunity. One has to understand that the living being is suffering forever due to the fire of wrong belief and deluded state. He must perform personal efforts in right direction and can then become happy. Karma are non-living material things and cannot affect the conscious soul in any manner. Likewise, no other substances can give the living being any happiness or unhappiness. So rather than blaming karma or alien substances, one should look within to obtain the everlasting happiness.
Okay, so now this is just saying that we'll just read the last part. I, Daulat Ramji, wrote the scripture on the basis of Pandit Buddhajan's similar work of Dhala. So he is giving the true credit from where he took the inspiration. Okay, Buddhajan ji has also written Dhala. Few other versions are also there of other writers, but Daulat Ram ji's Dhala is the most popular. So he's giving credit that he saw Buddhajan ji's Dhala and has done it based on the inspiration of that. And it was completed at Vaishak Sud Trich, which is Akshay Tritiya, that is day after tomorrow, is the Chhah Dhala day. I hope you all read the entire scripture on that day and celebrate Pandit Daulat Ramji's work. So I completed the work on Vikram Savan 1891 in the month of Vaishak on Akshay Tritiya. And see, the last part he's saying, Laghudir Tatha Pramadate Shabd Arth Ki Bhool. Sudhir Sudhar Padho Sada Jo Pao Bhavkul. He himself is quite knowledgeable, and yet he understands that due to my limited knowledge, I might have faltered. At some places there might have been some Shabd and Arth Bhul. Some grammatical mistake is there, but also understand there is no Bhav Bhul. He has not given any false Updesh. So there might be mistake in, the spellings or the poetic compositions, but there is no Bhul in Bhav. Okay, so intelligent persons should correct them and then recite them. And the main idea of the scripture is that people can end their transmigratory sufferings. This scripture has not been written with the intention of getting name, copyrights, royalty or something like that. It has been just written as a pure Updesh of Moksha. Yeah, so now we can open to discussion. Anybody wants to say anything? Are we all good? I'll do Jinwani Stuti. After that, if anybody has questions, others, those who don't have questions, can leave. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है इसके लिए जिनवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है जावाणी के ज्ञान से सुजिनो का लो सो वाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देत मूढ़ो बोलो जिनवाणी मात की जय हो. Those who don't have questions can leave, and others, yes. Anybody? Jenny ji.
Yeah, I want to ask that what are the 4 types of dhyan? If you can send it on WhatsApp or something, or maybe on the group if you can
4 types of?
Dhyan, Dhyan.
Dhyan. Okay. Artha Dhyan, Raudra Dhyan, Dharma Dhyan, and Shukla Dhyan. This is given in Tattvad Sutra. You can open Tattvad Sutra and as homework search where it is. So you will read a lot of things here and there. But to give a hint, Artha Dhyan and Raudra Dhyan are Ashubha Dhyan. They are of the worldly beings. So Artha Dhyan is Dukh Roop Chintan, sorrowful concentration, thinking about the Dukh in your life. It is also of 4 types. Raudra Dhyan is Pap Roop Chintan, being happy in doing Pap. Okay. So those are Ashubh Dhyan. Dharma Dhyan is mainly of Samyak Drishti Jeev, thinking about the Upadesh of Jinendra Dev. It is also of 4 types. And Shukla Dhyan is absolute meditation that I already described, which is the cause of, becoming Arihant, destroying all your karmas and getting the Arihanta Darshan. So that is Shukla Dhyan. Yeah.
Ma'am, that is in 8th chapter, am I correct? Tattva Sutra. Dhyan is coming in 6th or 8th?
Dhyan, I am not sure, but it is in Tattvad Sutra, so I don't have it, memorized, but it is there in Tattvad Sutra for sure. All these 4 types with their 4 subtypes. So total 16 types are there. It's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, one personal, if you don't mind, are you taken Pratima Dhari, ma'am?
No, not at
just
all.
I want. No, just don't mistake me. Just.
Yeah,
but
I
appreciate.
I have a lot of respect for all these people, but I am, having bhavna. Someday we can reach there.
No. Just as a senior person, I wish young age you are already totally in that path. My wishes, ma'am, and from
thank you.
You are more blessed because in the young age on we are in the fake end of our life, getting into all these things. But of course, from the young age we are doing it, but in a detailed form. My wishes really to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone else wants to say?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to say that obviously you asked us a question, which we have to answer, the Viva. But once we answer it, maybe you can give us a shortcut on how to go.
What is the right answer?
No,
you want to know?
The right answer.
Okay, then.
I'm asking for. I mean, like from what I can understand, and I missed a lot of your lessons, is that the way you explain things,
like
there is a root.
Prelude, maybe require prelude.
Okay, so where to find the answer? So I think there is no shortcut to, you have to.
Not to find the answer. I think let's all have a chance of answering your question properly. But once we finish it, I think there is a route in this which you can take to make our lives easier to try and achieve moksha, obviously. And I've asked this to Rajeshji as well. Is there a shortcut? I mean, I know there is no shortcut, but there is a way that you
there
can
is
lead
a shortcut. Actually, there is a shortcut. The chabi, the key is Bhed Vigyan. Bas utna samajh lo. What is Bhed Vigyan? And on what I have to do Bhed. So to understand that, you will have to understand Sat Tattva in detail. You have to understand. But as I have also told the story of Shivbhuti Muniraj, who could not remember anything, but just Tush Mash Bhinna. My body and my soul are separate. Rag and Gyan are separate. Utna bhi samajh mein aa gaya. So because not a lot of you may remember things, but just understanding two separate things are different by their own characteristics, by their own lakshan, and I identify them as different. I accept what is mine and I discard what is not mine. This is the shortest chabi of getting moksha. Now you think on this. Listen to this again and think what I have said. Okay, very easy, right? I could say it in a minute. Yes, anyone else wants to say something? Darshit ji is frozen, I think.
Doing Bhed
Can we end? Yeah, Bhed Vigyan. Okay, Bhed Vigyanata Siddha Siddha Ye Kila Kechanam. Again, this is in Samay-sar. Okay, so if you want to achieve, all those who have achieved liberation have done so by the practice of Bhed Vigyan. Those who are achieving are also doing so by Bhed Vigyan. And those who are caught up in Ashra Bhav are there because of a lack of Bhed Vigyan. This is the meaning of that shlok of Samay-sar. So Bhed Vigyan bin nahi milega bhav ka kabhi kinara. So listen to all these things. Don't just stick to what is taught in the course. There are a lot of other resources available. YouTube is full of shastris and lecturers giving a lot of good knowledge. So explore, and all the best to all of you. If there are any questions, many of you have been reaching out to me, but I'm always available for any kind of queries. And wishing you all the best. Jai Jinendra.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much, Jai Shanendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Yeah.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.